another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello and welcome to the 2024-25 APTA Tour. We're live from the Rolling Hills Country Club in Wilton, Connecticut, bringing you the Fairfield Open, live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Lolly and Grant. Tournament support has been provided by the following local sponsors: the FCWPTL, the FCPTL.
Ladies, if it's okay with you, I'll do the announcement.
The Voyage Group at Wells Fargo Advisors. Platinum sponsors, M4 Paddle and Xenon Paddle. And
all right, welcome to the Fairfield Open Women's Semifinals match. Best of 3 sets with tiebreakers.
Listen to the umpire speak, and we'll jump back
to my left, in the deuce court, from Norwalk, Connecticut, Gabriela Niculescu, with her partner from New Canaan, Connecticut, Roxy Enica. To my right, in the ad court, from Morris Plains, New Jersey, Lynn Burus, her partner from Wilton, Connecticut, Macy Elliott.
Okay, our gold sponsors: Bluestone Psychiatry and Health, Cannondale Generators, Foster's Lawn and Garden Supplies, FX Air, Hutchinson Tree Service, New England Propane, Norwalk and Georgetown Orthodontics, Berkshire Brewing, Howard & Gay Insurance, Purple Frog Graphics, and Sly Bandit Brewing. I am Anthony Cosmano here with Denise Murphy, and we are bringing to you live the women's semifinal match. As you just heard, introductions between Lynn Burus and Macy Elliott, and Roxy Enica and Gabriela Niculescu. Welcome, Denise. Good to have you back for our second match of the day. If you could introduce our players on this cold and windy and looks like partly cloudy day here in Wilton, Connecticut.
Of course. Psyched to be calling this match with you, Anthony. This is going to be a really good one. There's 4 incredible athletes and great paddle players in front of us, and looking forward to a great day. In the forecourt on the right side, in the white hat with the braid, is Gabby Niculescu. To her left, her partner, Roxy Enica, in the white hat with the black vest and white top. In the far court, in the ad side, which is to the right, in the blue jacket, we have Lynn Burus. And her partner to her left, we have Macy Elliott in the deuce side with the white hat, wearing the black jacket and leggings. So, I mean, Anthony, between these 4 players, they share 9 national titles. Can we just, like, mention that for starters?
Yeah.
I mean, 9 APTA women's national titles.
Definitely an all-star cast here.
It's pretty amazing. So there's a lot of firepower here. Roxy or actually we should say last names here. Enica and Niculescu have partnered up. This is I believe their first tournament this year. They didn't play last year together either. So these 2 teams have not met each other in a very long time. So it'll be interesting to see how this match starts off and how they kind of feel each other out and see what the strategies develop. So.
Great, and it looks like they're just about to start here. They're warming up their serves, so we'll just talk a little bit about how they got here. The women's side of the draw, I think they just did we did a 16-team draw for the open side of this tournament. And Burus and Elliott were the number 1 seed, Anish and Zubori number 2 seed, Enica and Niculescu number 4 seed, and Morgan and Sakura the number 3 seed. So that match, the Hannah Shibori and Morgan Sakura match, is happening right now as we speak on the other court. And our match here, Burus and Elliott got through Cran and Herschel in the quarterfinals, and Enica and Niculescu played Mihalovic and Pejic in their quarterfinal match as well.
Yeah, a lot of talent in this tournament. And of course, Macy is the one of the co-directors alongside Jeff Kong for this tournament. And this is her home turf at Rolling Hills Country Club. So she's, I think, extra psyched and probably has a ton of fans here. As you can see, the stands are full. To the left, behind the court, I'm sure, like all over, there's gonna be a lot of cheers and a lot of noise for the home turf of Macy, Elliott, and her partner Lynn Burus. So.
Yes, I already heard a lot of cheering before we could even see our live streaming screen. We heard a lot of cheering as Macy and Lynn walked on the court. And yes, knowing how cold and windy it is there, to see that many people in the bleachers means we're going to have a lot of local cheering for Elliott and Burus today, for sure.
100%. Very cold. The actual temperature is 31 degrees, but with the very windy conditions, it's to feel like 12 degrees. So that ball is going to be bouncing lower, moving slower. The screens will be a little more dead than normal. Ball's going to feel heavy. The paddle's going to feel like a piece of plywood. So,
and it looks like the sun's coming in directly from our vantage point from the left side of the court. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge issue in the corners. That might be one factor that won't be too significant here as well.
Getting back to the national titles, Anthony, I mean, we've got Macy with 3 APTA Women National Championships in 2020. She won with Marcela Vedesno, and in 2023 and 24, of course, winning with her current partner, Lynn Burus. We've got Lynn Burus as, has 2 titles with Macy Elliott, 23 and 24. Gabby Niculescu, 3-time national champ, 2016 with Martina Andrakova, and 2018 and 2019 with Liz Cruz. And then Roxy Enica, she has a national title under her belt as well, winning the 2016-2017 season with Liz Cruz. So a ton of experience. Talk about cool cucumbers under pressure here. This is not a new environment for all 4 of these players. They're used to the big stage here, and I'm just looking forward to seeing these 2 teams go head to head today.
Yes, agreed. And it's going to be a fun match to watch. I always like to see, when Enica and Niculescu are on the court, very dynamic games. They have rollers, they have slice, they have cutters. They're a lot of offense, a lot of movement. And then on the other side of the court with, of course, the experience of Burus and Elliott lately, they're going to be very steady. They know when to take their offensive opportunities, but we'll see who directs the pace of this match right out of the gate. If Enica and Niculescu can play at I think they're going to want to play at a faster pace. If that starts right off the bat and it works, they might have a chance to get some momentum into this first set.
Before the holidays, Burus and Elliott played in the finals against Lopez and Page, and a monster final in the Detroit invite where it was just shy of 4-hour match. And what Burus and Elliott did so brilliantly is slow it down to like molasses pace, and just did a great job of switching gears and just breaking down Lopez and Page. It was an awesome match by all 4 players.
Yeah, and I think this will be a similar style because, it's notable absence of Lopez in this tournament, and these guys and Lopez and Page together have been popping up on that tour finals. The last 3 matches, 3 tournaments. They've either won or finished in second place, so they're they're gaining momentum as well, and they play a faster style like we might see here from Enica and Niculescu. So
Yes.
and Burus and Elliott, just like you said, will know how to control the pace of this match when necessary. They'll slow it down, they'll speed it up, and they're very good at adjusting on the fly to their opponents.
100%. I want to give a shout out to the chair umpire for this match, Elaine Villemure. He's up there bearing, dealing with the cold and all the factors, staring right into the sun. So thank him for his time. And the scoring system that'll be used today for the match is just regular scoring, 2 out of 3 sets. So looking forward to the action. And you can almost feel the energy from from the the spectators just anticipating this this matchup.
Yeah, there's a lot of people outside, so we certainly know paddle is a winter sport, and we like to complain about a lot of things, but it warms up fast out there when you're playing, and we don't like the sun, and we don't necessarily like it when it's really cold, but we adjust and we persevere, and it's and the fans are along with us at this point.
Yes. So it looks like Lynn Burus and Macy Elliott elected to serve. They're going to be starting us off.
Listen to that cheer.
I love it. I love it. So Burus will be serving with her partner Macy Elliott in the white pom-pom hat. And on the forecourt, wearing it has the baseball cap, the black and white cap with the braid, is Gabby Niculescu, and her partner Roxy Enica in the white hat and white top on the ad side. I like how both teams are taking a moment to just talk perhaps about, like, maybe the strategy or what they saw in the warm-up, and just touching base before this match begins. All right, Lynn Burus to serve.
Sounds good. We're off.
And maybe not.
Well, and that's the heavy ball. It doesn't quite bounce up as high to your hand as you're used to. Serves out.
Love 15.
Yeah, it'll take a minute to get used to these conditions for sure.
Just like you said, Denise, those balls, they're not coming out of the screens yet.
Yeah. I don't think Niculescu was anticipating that spin that kicked back into her body. Either that or it hit the seam, not sure which one, but
Yeah,
Elliott's got some spin on that overhead anyway.
$30 40-30.
I do like how Niculescu is letting, Burus has such a big serve. It's actually a smart play to let that go to the screen. It's just a testament to how much power is behind that serve, Anthony, to have that ball kick out as much as it does on this cold day.
Yeah, and Niculescu she's definitely, I don't know how her warm-up went, but she's missed 3 balls that have come off the screen. So, again, same idea.
Game first,
Colder weather.
Elliott.
Gotta get used to those screens.
We lead 1-0 first set.
Just a slight shift in timing can just take a little time to just get adjust to, and all 4 of these players will do just that. I'm not worried about that at all, but it'll take a little bit.
It'll
All right.
take a little bit. And it still could potentially just be the first, second game nerves that have to work themselves out a little bit too.
Absolutely. Enica did that, her awesome underhand serve. And the return was Macy Elliott. Nice cover by Elliott.
Great cover.
Love. Love.
It's a great overhead by Enica.
40 love.
Good sequence
Again.
there. A couple
Yeah.
different looks. A little harder, a little softer.
Game, Enica,
Great
Niculescu.
hands by
1-all
Enica.
first
She just
set.
made that look easy.
That's the kind of game they want there. A really
Uh-huh.
quick game, good service game. Control the net, control the overheads really well.
So the race is here. All right, Macy Elliott to serve. Her partner Lynn Burus is at the net. And returning is Gabby Niculescu with her partner on her right, wearing the white hat, is Roxy Enica.
15 love.
Not a bad serve, Anthony.
Not a bad serve. And how many people in the stands are rooting for Macy Elliott? Did you hear that cheer after the Nick?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Like 89%.
Ooh, I like the percentage.
15
That's
all.
the year I graduated high school, Anthony. Maybe I should have said that.
I
Just kidding.
defer.
JK,
I defer.
JK.
See, Elliott has two types of serves, and sometimes we'll see her hit a big spin serve, and sometimes that push serve. And she just use the push serve there. She keeps it low and
But I really like mixing up, whether it's a
15-30.
serve, Anthony, as you know, or an overhead, just to keep them off balance. So they're not, they're not anticipating exactly and knowing what you're going to do.
for sure. At this level, predictability is very dangerous, right? You're winning, and there's two faults now.
15
So
40.
Lynn Burus had two faults in her service game. Macy Elliott has two faults as well. But yes, the more at this level, when you're not missing, they don't miss shots in general. Really, predictability is dangerous, and being surprising your opponents a little bit or being a little bit unpredictable is how you can sneak out some extra points. So just that variety is going to help.
Game, Enica, Niculescu.
That was a big forehand by Niculescu.
They lead
Well,
2
it's,
to 1 first set.
and it was a great lob that started that whole point, that
yes.
whole interaction, but Macy Elliott dropped the ball instead of keeping it. You have to keep that ball straight ahead instead of dropping it cross court and just waiting for that ball to come and drive it, and it really is a tough one. So you're better off going straight ahead and dealing with the volley that's coming right back at you.
100%. There's a lot more angles that Niculescu can hit on that wide ball than she can from the middle.
I did hear a lot of cheering for that game as well, so maybe my 89% was a little high. Sounds like we have some people cheering for Enica and Niculescu as well.
Yeah. Or they're just cheering for a phenomenal shot. They just love paddle so much that they're like, wow.
Well, that's a good thing too.
we've got Niculescu serving and Macy Elliott returning. I like that probing drive of Burus, just that off pace. Little chip, especially on a cold day. When pulled out at the right time, that can be a tough ball to navigate.
Great drive. Niculescu, great transition play there. No panic.
And no panic from Burus either. She just like casually let that go, knowing her partner's there to cover, which is so cool.
15 love.
That's where she's aiming.
30
I
love.
mean-
Niculescu's aiming at that spot. These guys both, Enica and Niculescu, they both have that real strong roller that goes right at that corner. It is not luck. That's where they're shooting for that ball.
Just a great target, and that she has just so much rotation on that ball.
40 love. Game, Enica, Niculescu.
That's a little bit what I was talking about in the introduction there. That's faster pace. I think that favors Enica and Niculescu here. They're great hands. They have great overheads. If they can keep this pace up, right? We've played 4 games in just a handful of minutes here. Definitely going to favor these two. I know for a fact Burus and Elliott will adjust as they need to. But this is the start that Niculescu and Enica needed for sure. Great hands all around. Good
What an
pressure by
exchange.
Enica. Let cord roller overhead.
I mean,
When Burus
phenomenal
gets it,
get.
No problem.
yeah.
Right to the corner.
I like these. It's a good look, but I like the last number of lobs that they just put up were much better quality, which, you know, limited how much damage that Enica and Niculescu can do on their overheads.
Yeah, I'm surprised that. And then
Just-
Burus she got a little antsy on that one. I think she should have kept playing that point out a little bit more.
And Burus serving, Roxy and Enica returning. It's a great get, nice shot by Niculescu, and great get by Macy Elliott.
Yeah, her first step after that ball pass, her first step was super aggressive. She caught up to that ball, no problem.
I wouldn't want to hit too many big rollers leading Niculescu into the court with her forehand, though.
Love 30.
And you can see just how much Niculescu and Enica are moving Burus and Elliott around the court. You know, we talk as coaches and teachers not to move the ball around left and right too much because it creates openings and weaknesses in the net court's positioning, but they're so good at hitting their spots with their overheads that they are creating the exact amount of movement that they want. And you can see Roxy and Enica's going left and right and left, but not in positions where they can get offense from. So working really well.
Good ball.
Love 40.
Yeah, and you know, just along the same lines, Anthony, when they hit those balls, you know, as I say, from LA to New York, they're immediately moving with it, so they're in position.
Yes.
I think, you know, when we teach these concepts, the net team is not adjusting and moving with the ball, and therefore the big holes are created, which can cause more chaos on your side of the net than the opponent's. But you know, Enica and Niculescu are doing such a great job of immediately transitioning and shifting left to right. I like the early balls.
Great deep lob and then the drive right there.
Yep.
Niculescu.
Okay, Gabby's forehand. All right, a
First set.
little word from our sponsor, Volley. Looking to lower your PTI? The secret's out. Early adopters are already leveling up with Volley's AI-powered trainers, and they're leaving the competition behind. Don't get left in the dust. Download Volley now at www.getvolley.com or search Volley Racket in your app store.
All right. Start, a very quick start for Enica Niculescu, 4-1, and I am corrected. I stand corrected for the percentage of people rooting for the teams out here. There's certainly a big following for the Roxy and Gabby fans out here as well. So great to hear that.
Love 15.
I mean, they're just like, you know, all four of these players are kind of legends of the game.
Love
you know,
30.
Roxy Enica, who's serving right now, she's director of rackets at Greenwich Country Club. Her partner, Gabby Niculescu, director of rackets at Reading Country Club, both in Connecticut.
Love 40.
Returning right now is Lynn Burus. She's director of rackets at Plainfield Country Club in New Jersey, and her partner, Macy Elliott, director, of course, at Rolling Hills Country Club, the host site for this awesome tournament.
So as we've been talking, this game is moving quickly. Love 40 for Enica's serve, and this is a pivotal game, I think, for them. And if Elliott and Burus win this game, I think it's going to change the whole make of this first set. So it's a really careful game here for these two.
Game Burus, Elliott.
And there's that game. So we'll see. This is the biggest game of the set. They always say the seventh game is the most important.
Yep.
So I think that's going to hold true here. And of course, Elliott and Burus know the importance. They're strategizing right here. What are we going to do different this game, if anything?
I like it. At the very least, it's just taking that pause, you know, connecting, just slowing it down.
Great shot by Roxy Enica, and I will say, I think she's going to be the deciding factor in this game. She tends to ebb and flow with kind of good vibes, bad vibes in a game or in a series of shots, and if she stays strong this game, I think it's going to be a huge help for them this set.
100%.
Tends to go for a little bit too much. Try to step it up a little too much in these moments, but she got away with that backhand.
15 all.
Well, that little chip, like I mentioned earlier, when used at the right time, that ball's going to bite on your paddle. So if you're not right up there, and if you don't give that ball a little extra something, it's going to end up in the bottom of the net, just like it did.
Oh,
So that's enough ball. Nick.
that's huge at 15 all. Niculescu
15-30.
after driving a ball into the net with a let court winner there.
Balances it out.
Touche.
That's just a great ball.
30 all.
Casey's got such a smooth, quiet volley. I mean, they're targeting her right hip or off her right hip, and she's making these chicken wing volleys just look routine.
Notice how Burus did not come out of her frame for that volley. It was a little bit too far off. She let
30,
it go
40.
off the screen, but then misses a drive. All right. Big point here. Oh, great pressure from Niculescu.
Game,
Elliott felt that
Enica,
all the
Niculescu.
way.
I would almost like them
They
to
lead
try
5
different
games to 2
formations,
first
Anthony,
set.
just to, have them change up a target, maybe shut down Niculescu coming in from the due side, blitzing, just to give them a different look, because you never know how an opponent's going to react until you do it, until you show them something different. But that was a big game for Enica and Niculescu.
Hey guys, it's Tiernan. I'm jumping on.
Love.
All right, I think we have a special guest in our booth. Miss Tiernan Cavana is with us, all things APTA, past president and involved in this tournament committee, and of course a huge advocate for the APTA. Welcome,
15
Tiernan.
all.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
What do you
I
see
can-
going on here today?
Yeah, hey Anthony, hi Denise, how are you guys?
Hey, Tiernan, welcome. It's so nice to hear your voice. I'm glad you're here.
I know, I'm so excited. I was actually just sitting outside. This is such an awesome atmosphere out there. I mean, the stands are packed. I know you guys can see sort of partial views from the live stream, but it's just an awesome atmosphere.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're a big part of creating that. You've done so much for this game, and specifically for putting on this. I understand you're part of the committee, responsible for putting on this great tournament. So thanks for all you've done, making this such a special day.
Yeah, listen, you guys are way too nice. I wish it were all me, but I have to give a shout out to Jeff Kong and obviously
15,
Macy
30.
Elliott. They headed up this committee, and they have really done all the hard work. There's, everybody in the committee. There's Sarah, Marianne, Jim, Sharon, Eileen, Lisa, Peter. Listen, all these guys put this on and have done a fantastic job. I mean, the stands are packed. There's a great VIP tent. Tons of people were here last night. I think there were probably a couple hundred people here
40.
last night. So I have to say they have done a really great job. I mean, the APTA is here to support, but cheers to the Fairfield Open Committee for sure, and Rolling Hills.
100%.
Yes, and you can absolutely see it, just even from what we can see from the live streaming view that we have here. Great engagement here. You can tell they went over the top organizing and planning this. A lot of attention to detail. The tent, the food, everything I've heard has been fantastic. So thank you, committee. These tournaments are not easy to put on, and there's a lot to organize.
I mean, I love too how many sponsors they have. It just shows what amazing support they have from the entire paddle community to get involved with this tournament and this awesome
30,
event.
40.
Yeah, it was nice to have the leagues involved, the Fairfield County Men's League, or the FCWPTL, the Women's League, and then the FCPTL definitely helped anchor the tournament. So it's been nice. We've been able to get the word out to all the league players in town, so people are showing up in droves to watch and cheer on their favorite pros, and which is great. I mean, this feels a lot like nationals at CCD in 2020. I mean, crazy enough, Macy was the home pro at Country Club of Darien. Rolling Hills is really done a great job here. But I have to say, like, Macy, Lynn, Gabby, and Roxy all have cheering sections out there. It's great to see so many people supporting their female pros, and the atmosphere is awesome.
Totally. Anthony and I were talking earlier how cool it is that all 4 of these pros are directors at their clubs, which when I started, there was very few female directors. So this game's come a long way, and all 4 of these players are not only awesome players, but great people, and they do a fantastic job at their respective clubs. So,
well, they obviously do, because all their players, male and female, are all showing up to cheer them on. It's awesome outside. I wish we could do live on the court maybe one day, and I could show you guys the atmosphere, but you can hear them.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Niculescu.
Advantage Niculescu.
The add-out point they just played was fantastic, and now we got a little bit of a loose error from Macy Elliott. We have a set point here.
Okay.
Lynn Burus.
That was
unfazed by the score, and she really put some pressure on there. Great return, and then a close on the net put a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's her go-to. That's her strength. I like that. I mean, it'd be one thing for a player to kind of do something like out of their box. That is so in her box. She needs to do more of that. Amazing hands, amazing footwork, and she anticipates so well on those blitzing moves. Great forehand by Burus. And
Really
again, caught Niculescu off
Advantage
the
Burus.
net. In these cold conditions, those volleys are going to find the net.
Niculescu she's in the right spot. She has to be there. Lynn Burus measured that swing perfectly. Just dipped it below the net to force an upward volley, and it just worked out in her favor that time. That's a great shot. She didn't overhit it, and found the deeper person.
Oh gosh, smart play. You don't want to let that ball bounce. Great anticipation by Burus, taking that cutter from Enica out of the air. Wow. Niculescu with a phenomenal screen drive. It's a good early call.
You can tell
Loose.
Gabby and Roxy are playing really loose out there. They're having a great time. I mean, their forehands are just, aiming those rollers for the neck. They're playing great for the first tournament back.
100%. Tiernan, have you ever been on the other side of Roxy's cutter? Enica's cutter?
I've actually, you know what? I actually have beaten Gabby one time in early Summer League paddle. I think it might have been her first match, but I'm just going to stay with that. But I think that was
Stay with it.
That was the probably the first and last time I probably got more than 3 or 4 games off her. I'm actually more scared of her rollers into the. I'm scared of Gabby's rollers into the neck, and then I'm scared of Roxy's sort of cutter. So. I'm toast now, but I love to remind Gabby of that one match that I'm sure she probably doesn't remember or care about, but I sure do.
Hey, I would. I'd have a little trophy made for that. Put it on your wall.
Yep.
There's a short list of people that she's lost to. I can tell you that.
Yep.
And you're on it, Tiernan. That's something.
I mean, literally,
I can't say that.
It was probably our first match, and it was summer battle. So you know what? As much as I'd like to take credit, I probably can't.
Yeah, Tiernan, just like you said, Roxy, Enica, and Niculescu, they're very comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Roxy, you know, she'll miss that cutter when she's even a touch bit tight. She's gone for it twice. They weren't perfect, but they were confident. And so, yeah, they're comfortable right now.
But I feel like Lynn and Macy have settled in, right? I feel like there's a lot of adrenaline in the first part of the match. I mean, there's a lot of cheering. The stands were live, and it was such a great atmosphere. But now I feel like Lynn and Macy have settled in a little bit, right? Points are longer.
Oh, great. Get up. Macy's down. She okay? I think she's hurt.
That was a phenomenal get by
Advantage,
Elliott.
Niculescu.
Glad she's okay. It's always a scary moment for a second when a player goes down.
Another set point here.
Wow.
Great game. Enica and Niculescu played a fantastic game. I think, yes, Macy, Elliott, and Burus are settling in.
Game set,
Burus had
Niculescu.
some daggers in her eyes. I thought she was going to pull that
Enica,
game out.
Niculescu.
But we're done with the first set here, and we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
Welcome to the Cutter Challenge, brought to you by Volley.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Fairfield Open in Wilton, Connecticut. We are in the round, the semifinal round here at the Rolling Hills between Lynn Burus, Macy Elliott, and Roxy Enica and Gabriella Niculescu. Just about to start that second set after Enica and Niculescu won the first set 6-2. I'm Anthony Cosmano here with Denise Murphy and special guest star Tiernan Cavana with us in the booth. Welcome back.
Thanks so much, Anthony.
Yep.
So yeah, big upset first set, but Niculescu and Enica played so solid and very smart. We had mentioned a number of times, just very loose. Wow.
Oh.
Unlucky out, but wow, Niculescu almost got her head taken off on that one. That was coming big.
I'm not sure if it did it touch her on the way through.
I think it hit her back. I'm not sure. She looked like there might be a little
Love
spot
15.
there for a couple days.
About 15, I don't think so.
No, I guess it
clean.
missed her.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought so too, Tiernan. I thought it might have bounced off of that.
So
All right, so Macy Elliott's setting the tone for the second set. She really went hard straight ahead at Niculescu. We'll see what happens after. If that creates any bit of disruption to their mojo here. Sometimes it does.
So Lynn Burus is
15
taking this
all.
out here to start the second set, serving. Her partner Macy Elliott in the pink at the net. Returning now is Gabby Niculescu with her partner in the white hat, white top, Roxy Enica. That ball just has so much rotation on it. It
15-30.
just pulls down. That was a shoe shine, as Charlotte Sikora would say in her French accent. Shoe shine.
We have an update from our side court. Anish and Zabori won that match against Morgan and Sikora. They will be in the finals, playing the winner of this match later on tonight.
Another, I mean, Anthony and Tiernan, how many
15-40.
nicks have been hit in this match so far?
A lot.
I
And-
mean,
And would you say they're lucky, Denise, or would you say, right? 'Cause
Oh,
everyone's
no.
like, it's lucky that they.
there's zero luck. It's all talent out here, as you know. I know that was a rhetorical question, but I mean, they're going right for that nick
Oh, yeah.
every time.
On both sides.
30-40.
And kind of notice the difference here. Like when we're, the rest of us are playing matches, we try to avoid giving our opponents offense and, good looks at the ball. But at these ladies, Enica and Niculescu, they're aiming for that corner, and they're not afraid when you aim at that corner with those rollers, it's very likely that you're going to have balls that are coming off the screens hot. Back screen, side screen, running into the court, straight off the back screen. They're not afraid to get there and volley. We say there's only a bad shot in paddle if you're not ready for what follows, right? So they are ready for what follows, and they know they're going to get drives from some of those balls. They're ready for it. They stick their volleys and they move on. So it's a little bit more risky, but it's kind of controlled risk.
Totally agree. That was just an awesome exchange. You see Elliott up at the net. Some phenomenal volleys. It's a very athletic move by Burus, just keeping those feet moving. She hit
Advantage
that ball
Burus.
with her back to the net. Love that. I like how they're just mixing up the paces, the spins, targets, just really moving them around so much better. Burus's overheads.
Yeah, this point is a chess match in lobs and overheads. Both teams mixing it around.
Game,
Big
Burus,
game
Elliott.
for Burus and Elliott.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
Really,
game they
one
wanted to
game
play
to
here. They
love.
wanted to play a very
Second
long
set.
first game and come out on top of that.
Enica
first game.
Niculescu
That's
won the
exactly
first
what
set,
they needed.
6 games to 2.
Yeah, but that feels good.
Yeah, they needed that. I want to do a special shout out to our chair umpire up there, Elaine Villemure, who's battling the elements. It's windy and very cold, as we mentioned earlier. I think the actual temperature is 31, but with the wind chill, it feels more like 12 degrees. So I want to thank him for his time up there and calling this match. And
We're at like the tail end of the polar vortex. I mean, technically, I don't think it's that bad, but I'll tell you what, I was standing outside and it is cold, especially with the wind. But he does a great job all the time. So professional. He's at all the tournaments, basically in the Northeast. Elaine is fabulous.
Love 15.
That's the fragile cutter we discussed there late in that first set.
yeah, it becomes lower and lower percentage the further off the net you are hitting that. She was a little bit too far off to be going
Love
for that.
30.
Right.
15-30.
There's definitely a momentum shift here. You can just feel a different energy coming from Elliott and Burus. I even like the quick with. Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
15,
No,
40.
I was just going to say it touched her on the way through. I didn't know if it was clean getting through. This is a
We're definitely well over 20 nicks. And it's the 9th game.
Have you all ever seen Gabby hit an overhead that wasn't a roller? Or I don't think I've ever seen it. It's amazing. Seriously, I mean, it's got such a great shot. But have you ever seen her hit? You know, raise that paddle above her shoulder? Well, there's one, but
very rarely.
Very rarely, right? That's her shot, and she can do it from mid-court. I don't recommend my level player do it, or league players, but she's just that's her overhead.
It's absolutely her default overhead.
Yep.
Where pretty much the rest of us, your push overhead or your
like
more
she hit that one
controlled
from behind the service line.
Yeah. No, she's one of my examples, Taryn, when I'm teaching, to be like, okay, I know you see this in my stream, and it looks beautiful and really effective, but you cannot hit that unless you're in the front half of the service box moving it.
Yep. It's hard because it looks so good.
Yeah, and it
like
looks
so
they
much
make
fun.
everything look easy.
Yep.
Nice long point, though.
Yeah, that was a great
30,
point by
40.
Niculescu and Enica to bring it back to keep them in this game. And we talk about that default overhead from Niculescu. Yeah, for the country club players, the rollers, we tend to say be in the front part of the court, but a roller can be hit from anywhere if you're in the right
Burus,
spot.
Elliott.
If you watch Niculescu, she's never leaning on her back foot hitting those, and it doesn't matter if she's behind the service line or in front of it. If she's a little behind the service line, she hits it higher. She doesn't let it drop as low. It's still quite safe, but she's always moving forward, and she does let that ball get deep into her shoulder back there. So it's not as risky as it seems, but it is, it's also not as easy as it seems, but it can be hit from deep in the court.
It's harder to execute than it looks. She's a great athlete.
I mean, to your point, Anthony. It's all about balance. When you're balanced, look at she sets her feet and she's ready, transferring her weight from her back foot to her front foot. For that, so much the power comes from is her just transferring her weight forward. It's a great shot. Again, another nick.
Another nick. High
Love
contact
15.
point.
Very good. That ball was thinking about coming over. I love the spectators' participation. They're like at the edge of their seats here.
Yeah, it's loud out there. I mean, you can hear most of it through the streaming, but I mean, it's a lot of fun. The spectators are definitely not afraid to show their emotions.
Oh, Lynn read that beautifully. She started running before contact was made with the
15-30.
Again, on this cold day, when you hit that drop shot, it's just not going to bounce high enough to get very tough to get over the net.
30 all.
Elliott and Burus have a way of,
30 off.
gaining momentum very quickly. This game, in my opinion, it could be one of the more important games, if not the most important game this set. If they go up 3-love, we could see a very quick set. If it ends up at 2-1. Yeah, see that shot. Roxy Enica made that shot early in the match
30.
when she was feeling comfortable. I don't like it.
It was a little bit deeper. She wasn't, to your point, like when you're talking about balance, though, when she was making it before, she was able to step into the court. She was not able, that ball came upon her and she just tried to do a little bit too much with it. So it's interesting that she feels like she needs to press. And they have got a set in their back pocket. So,
Game first, Elliott.
but I totally agree
They
with
lead
Anthony.
the
This
second
is
set, 3 games to
3-0.
love.
That's huge
Enica Niculescu won the first set.
for
6-2.
Elliott and Burus.
So I don't know if you guys, Denise, I know you were there, but Chicago Nationals, the last time these two teams met up.
Okay.
Like I know Niculescu and Enica won the first set 7-5, and then Burus and Elliott won the second set 6-0. I mean, it was a big momentum shift. And then, of course, then the third set was 6-3. But it was, I mean, it was a lot of momentum changes. It was a great match. This feels very similar, right? You know, Enica and Niculescu won the first set. Burus and Elliott are battling back. You know, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that the match is so close, just given that Roxy and Gabby haven't been playing. I mean, they're such good players and they look fantastic, but it's nice to see that this match is, you know, competitive and close, and, you know, this feels like it feels like it might go 3 sets, which was great for the spectators.
Oh my gosh.
They'd
Yeah.
be so
They're
excited
like,
out there.
totally. I mean, they would probably be chanting 5 sets if that was the the format.
Love 15.
So Burus and Elliott have really locked down their unforced errors. That's another big difference. They're just maybe taking a little bit off some shots, just making better choices. And as a result, they've made Niculescu and Enica feel like they have to press a little bit more. The overheads are just spot on. Their targeting on those rollers are just so dialed in. Lynn was like 5 inches from the net. Anthony, to your point about anticipating the ball.
Yeah, there was no doubt that was going to be a drive.
It's a great lob. I mean, look where Lynn is. Burus is in the middle of no man's land.
30,
It's a
15.
phenomenal lob.
What is it? 30-15. Forty, 15.
Great
40,
return by
30.
Elliott.
I mentioned a little bit earlier that Anish and Zubori won their semifinal match against Morgan and Sakura, but for those out there listening, you can always check into the scores, the live scores on Court Director.
Deuce.
And they won
.com.
4-0, right? 6-4, 6-0.
I believe so.
I think so. Yeah. It was a long match. I watched the first set from outside. Obviously, the first set was more competitive, but they were having really good points.
I will say I love this court director program. It really.
It's so great. And for everybody out there, you can, the way to share it is to share the QR code. If you don't have the APTA, we send out an email to all of our members when live streaming starts. But on that link, we have the link to our live scoring as well as, the court director, which I think says live point by point. And you can share that share that with anybody sitting next to you by just sharing the QR code once you open the app, which is amazing. Mark Tomford is is a great addition to the APTA and has, I think it's a game changer on following matches for people on site as well as, people watching from afar.
Yeah, we try to watch many matches at one time, and as soon as you look away from a match, there's no way to catch up on the score. So having court director is fantastic. Great addition.
Wow. Great cutoff by Burus. Again, anticipation.
That was a big point there.
Advantage Niculescu.
What do you think? Do you think Burus is going to go down a line on this return?
She's going to rip it out, I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Neck. That was going for the neck too. Ah. What a great point.
Yeah,
great
point.
defense by Burus and Elliott. Just hanging in there.
Yep.
Running down like a gazillion nicks in that 1 point.
So it's so interesting. Gabby's serve, obviously isn't a rocket, but she's got such good hands. I remember she told me once, Niculescu's serve, that, she actually, her serve is slow, so it gives her time to get into the net and get that volley. But it's, the downside is, the opponents can tee off just like that. But that was sort of been her strategy, right? She's never had a spinny or hard serve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tiernan, we were talking about that too in the last match. The push serve. Macy can hit it with a spin, and she can hit a push as well. And yeah, the push serve serves its purpose, gives you time to get to the net, doesn't bounce up high.
Yeah.
And and as long as you're making it through that first volley transition, then that's what you need. You can't lose the point on that second strike of the ball.
The downside, if you've got Burus or Elliott that are just seeing the ball really well and start ripping their returns, then then you've got to figure it out, change it up. But Niculescu and Enica's hands are so strong that their volleys have been excellent. But I feel like Burus and Elliott are now teeing off on those returns.
Yeah, they're definitely stepping in.
Yep.
But they're all doing such a great job of keeping their serve deep, which really limits the amount of, wow, a rare miss. Yeah.
Two missed overheads here. You can't start feeling like you need to do too much with those overheads. Stay in that point. They both hit such good overheads, there's no need to go too much. You have good hands. Definitely a factor of just the point in the match we are hitting those overheads.
by Elliott. That's big. I mean, this is when you start to get the flow and the rhythm. Like they're getting more comfortable with the rotation on the rollers. They're getting more comfortable with just knowing who's covering which balls and taking little steps and not stopping until you get to that ball. And then they're doing a really good job of navigating these difficult overheads. All right, Burus serving, Niculescu returning.
Yes, and even just like you're saying, Denise, just as that subtle change where they're handling those overheads better, they're handling the screens better, is creating more, I don't want to say, it's definitely not a panic, but it's creating more of a desire for Enica and Niculescu to do more with the overheads. And that's what we saw in that last game. They're trying to do a little bit too much because they're trying to end a point with an overhead. We're not really going to end points with these overheads. We're going to create situations that work better in our favor, but we're not trying to win the point with one overhead. We're trying to get a little too.
Yeah, the good overheads were very effective in the first set, and now they're trying to make them great, to your point, and they're starting to miss. But that was a phenomenal move by Burus coming in, putting pressure. A little chip and dip action here.
I talked to Vic Cran and Lindsay Herschel, who played Lynn and who played Burus and Elliott yesterday, and they were saying like Burus, just her wingspan at the net, like even her coming in, she picks off the net ball so well. It just it puts so much pressure on her opponent to do something. That, I mean, even if she doesn't pick off that ball, she causes a lot of misses because people are looking up or they know she's going to get it.
15.
Yes. Brandon Herschel, I love them. They're so
they're
great.
the best.
They are.
They're such good athletes. They're such great people. They're
40-15.
The tour wouldn't be the same without them. So anyway, they're always a pleasure to play against, even though I usually lose to them. But I have a great time doing it.
That's their superpower.
Totally. Yep.
They're like so nice. They're almost like hard to like.
Yep.
Get into your like dial in mode.
Yeah, get in there and get angry. It's hard.
You don't have an angry bone in your body. What are you even talking about?
Oh man, ask my kids. Maybe my husband. And the dog. Oh, see, she picked that off. Look at that. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's really
pushed it behind her.
Look at that.
Game, Burus, Elliott. They lead the
right,
second set 5-0.
A word from our sponsor.
Enica Niculescu won the first set 6-2.
Corient is excited to partner with the APTA because, whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA. Thank you, Corient. All right, we've got a match here, you two. I mean,
yep, crowd is
what a
psyched.
flip-flop.
This goes 3 sets.
I expected nothing less. I mean, we know Elliott and Burus are going to adjust to these matches. Tiernan said it as well. It's we saw this in Chicago last year. They're not going to go away, and as long as Niculescu and Enica stay within themselves, they'll be able to hang. But they're getting they're starting to press a little bit. They're trying to figure, they're feeling like they can't win points, so they're trying to force points a little bit more.
Look at Niculescu.
So you can see that, right? So Niculescu's like, finally, I was able to win that point doing that. So you kind of sense that she's been looking for those winner overheads all day.
Well, and you notice, I mean, Macy's the pro here at Rolling Hills, and again, I can't tell you how amazing the staff has been. I mean, it's been so awesome. But I mean, did you hear the cheers? There's just as many people out there cheering for, you know, Niculescu and Enica, and I'm sure there's a ton of people from Plainfield Country Club for Burus as well. I saw a few in the hut, so it's awesome to see this.
Great run down by Elliott.
15 all.
It feels like a big hole to climb out of it at Love 5, right?
So, yeah, there's what I feel like they've been playing under pressure this whole set, which
30, 15.
is interesting to me because obviously they have Niculescu and Enica won the first set handily, 6-2. And I swear it was that big roller from Elliott, the very first point of the second set, that's just kind of almost like
40,
spooked
15.
them or something. Like, holy cow. We haven't seen it since, but I almost feel like that was the moment where those with Elliott and Burus just kind of like switched gears big time.
Well, I feel like they're playing more aggressively, but also making it, right? And then,
Yes.
you know, they're, as you said, Denise, like the rollers, their spin, they're seeing the ball better. They're getting, you know, higher lobs. You know, they're not allowing, you know, Enica and Niculescu to line up for that nick on every ball. Anyway, you know, and maybe Enica's playing a little bit tighter, right? You know, like it's you trying to force, you're trying to win the points.
Absolutely. Burus and Elliott just found the rhythm with these shots. And as a result, the points are longer, and they're making Niculescu and Enica feel like they have to hit bigger, better shots.
Yeah. That's great.
It's a great pressure drive by Burus.
40, 30.
I love when her drive when she's moving in is completely different than the drive from the green. You can just feel it.
Kieran, did you get a chance to play in the PTI Team Nationals? The Team Nationals last year?
Oh, yes. What a meatball, Anthony. In fact, I am a PTI national champion. Thank you so much. Yeah, listen, I mean, there's nothing better than Team Nationals. I think I've played it 3 years in a row, twice in Chicago, once in New Jersey, you know, with sort of versions of the same team. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. I think we had over 850 players, over 500 women last year in Chicago. Mike Raleigh and his team did such a great job, and Patty does, you know, Patty and Greg Morgan just, you know, they had, you know, 400 women the year before dancing on the dance floor in New Jersey at, you know, 7 p.m. So anyway, Team Nationals just keeps getting bigger and better, and it's awesome. Is that what you're referring to, Anthony? Team Nationals or
That
the
is-
PTI
it was-
Nationals? Because
No, I'm sorry. I was referring to the Team Nationals, so way to pick that up today.
yeah, I
And
was
yes,
like,
we,
either way, I was going to talk about Team
Either
Nationals in my
way.
championship. Let's just be fair that's where I was going to go with that one.
Yes,
No.
for sure. And we were a satellite. The Indian Trail Club was a satellite club for the Team Nationals, and Patty and Greg did a great job setting me up for
Absolutely.
Vintage Burus.
a great day there. It was fantastic, and I mean, it's such a great
Yeah.
vibe with the way that's set up.
Wow.
With the team aspect of it. So.
Yep.
Game
We're
set.
going to a third set, you
Burus,
guys.
Elliott.
Awesome.
All right, we are going to a third set. We will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient. At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are here at the Fairfield Open in Wilton, Connecticut with this semifinal match between Burus and Elliott and Enica and Niculescu. Coming into the third set here after Enica and Niculescu won the first set 6-2. Burus Elliott won the second set 6-love. Our players in the backcourt receiving right now, Roxy Enica. Her
30
partner in
love.
the deuce court, Gabriella Niculescu. Serving right now, Macy Elliott. And her partner at the net, Lynn Burus. I'm Anthony Casamano here with Denise Murphy and Tiernan Havana.
30-15.
Excited to be here. This is a great match to call with you, with both of you. I mean, we saw a drastically different second set than we did the first set. Macy Elliott and Lynn Burus really just found their rhythm with the overheads and the shots that were giving them difficulty in the first set. They made awesome adjustments, and as a result, kind of ran away with that second set 6-0. So this third set is for sure going to be action-packed, and we'll see how both teams adjust. It's a great return by Enica.
Game,
huge first
Enica,
game for them after going 6-0 in the second set.
One love, third
The
set.
first game was fantastic. I thought we might see a different look from them as far as the backcourt with potentially Gabby Niculescu moving over to the backhand side. She has good offense from over there. They decided to stay the same way and worked out for the first game. I think they just need to not get ahead of themselves this set. They can't try to win points. They need to extend the points and know full well that Elliott and Elliott and Burus are going to extend points as well and not get impatient.
Love 15.
Roxy Enica is serving, then Burus returning.
All.
All right, Tiernan, at the end of that second set, you started talking to us about team nationals, which was so awesome.
I could go.
I mean, it's basically,
30-15.
in my mind, it's basically like a girls' weekend with paddle on the side.
Totally. I mean,
the amount of fun that is had off the court equals the amount of fun you have on the court. So I highly recommend it. And it's, like you said, Mike Raleigh did a fantastic job in Chicago. And it's just a really, really fun, competitive event.
Yeah, it's really special. I mean, I have to say, so this year, obviously, it's in New Jersey. So Anthony at Indian Trail Club, as well as Patty and Greg, I know are going to put on a great event. I mean, we have so many players and so many women, especially, that we basically need, sort of, we have to use almost every court in New Jersey. I mean, Anthony, you can talk to that, but I'm pretty sure we use almost every court. And it's a girls' trip, but you meet other people from all over the country, which has been really fun. It's nice to run into tournaments and go to tournaments, and you run into people that you've played against at Team Nationals last year, year before. It brings everybody together, not only your team, which of course you want to win and you have a great time being competitive and being a team, but it really is, you run into the nicest people and you get to see different games, different styles of play. I mean, what's not to love? It's a girls' trip with a lot of exercise, and I mean, we have a lot of great food and really enjoy Chicago or New Jersey or wherever we are. So I think it's the biggest event that the APTA puts on all year, and it's getting competitive matches for every level of player, and that's what the APTA has been focused on. And Patty and Anthony and Greg and Mike and the team in Chicago have helped us make it happen. So I'm so proud of how big it's gotten. So I think registration's opening up maybe end of January. I may not be. Anyway, check it out because it's going to fill up quickly.
Yeah,
awesome.
We have to make sure we get all this information out to our respective clubs to get involvement. Sometimes people don't realize that this is for the PTI national, the team nationals. It's for everybody. Everyone's welcome. Many different flights, many different ways. So get involved. It is fun.
Yep, you just need 6 players, so you play 3 lines.
Game, Enica, Niculescu, they lead the 2 games to love, third set.
Another momentum shift here.
Big game there.
Big game. This game right here. Lynn Burus serving. This is I feel like this is their moment here. Gabby Niculescu to return.
$15 love.
Nice cut off by Elliott. Great get by Enica. I mean, geez. Great point.
30 love.
Burus and Elliott look very loose there, very organized.
Very organized. Niculescu, she pressed these last 2 points. She missed both of these points. She has to stay within these points, I think. She's not seeing as many balls on that side, so she has to stay patient. 3 balls.
40 love.
As you know, Anthony, that's the brilliant thing about the pick and stick is when you keep that ball over to one person, obviously the idea is to break that person down hitting, but also to cool off the player that's just can't wait to get involved. So a lot of times there's added tension and with that player that's just waiting to find a way to hit a ball.
40-15.
And when they finally do get that look, a lot of times it's a miss hit. They're trying to do too much with it.
Not only track that down, but let it, as we call kind of like holding that ball. She held it to the last second, right through the middle. Great shot.
Yeah, she could have hit that ball, I believe, 3 steps earlier, but she just kept her feet going and waited for that ball to drop.
Exactly.
So smart. Three-time national champion. That's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to see.
All right,
that
guys.
must-hold game.
All right, guys. This has been so fun, but
Game, Burus, Elliott.
it's so. I'm gonna go outside because it's so great. The atmosphere is awesome. So thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Jan, and thanks for everything you do for us. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks to you guys. You guys are great commentators. Anyway, look for me outside. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
What a Tiernan's so passionate about this sport and such a great advocate for this game and for all players of every level. It's pretty awesome what she's contributed and continues to contribute to this game.
Love of the sport.
Yep. You got it. Again, the amount of nicks
Love 15.
is pretty incredible. If you could turn this into an adult drinking game, there'd be a lot of drinking going on. Every time a nick is hit. Phenomenal return from Burus. Great retrieve by Niculescu. There's that different side look you were speaking of. I mean, I know they were brought back from the net, but let's see what happens with Niculescu on the ad side here. Think about your targets in a different way when they switch.
I like this look as well. I think Niculescu will put a little bit more pressure with that forehand in the middle of the court there.
See, again,
Love 30.
Enica misses those balls where she's not, it's almost like maybe a last-minute decision, but she's just not set. Those balls are devastating when she's able to step in and really be balanced. That ball just drops so hard.
Love 40.
Speaking of pressure, Macy stepping in on that serve. It's just a different ball coming off her paddle when she's moving in behind it.
$15.40. Game Burus, Elliott, 2-all.
Nica's just doing a little bit too much. She just doesn't need to go for that shot. That low, deep middle ball that she's carving out has been really effective.
Yeah, I mean, it's the time of the match, right? It's 2-2 or it was 2-1 in the third set, and it's all about focus right now. You can see the focus and the concentration, and maybe, I don't want to say it's nerves. They've all been here before, so it's not necessarily nerves. It's just trying to think a little bit too much. And you can see the exact opposite from Burus and Elliott. They just locked in tight. They're not giving away any free points.
Love 15.
And they're going to make you earn everything. Great pressure.
15-all.
They need that kind of energy for sure.
Yeah.
Serves deep.
15-30.
Elliott
15-40.
bringing in her more aggressive serve, 2 faults. See if she pushes. It goes back to her push serve for this one.
But again, I don't.
30-40.
The second set 6-0 with her awesome push serve that she keeps deep and she can put on a dime. I don't see the need to mix up all of a sudden the big serve here, but I mean, their hands are just so good. She just needs to trust with what got them here. Both sides, you know? And then, like, think back. Enica and Niculescu could think about what they did in the first set, you know? Burus and Elliott handily won the second. Stick with it. Wow.
I'm in the point here.
The ball just sounds cold hitting the court.
It does, and off the
I mean,
paddle.
Deuce.
It's like the dunk. It's just heavy. That was really, really great. Just surgical execution by Burus on her overheads there. Good eye.
Advantage, Elliott.
Niculescu's fired up. I'd like to see them at this point now in the match switch sides in the middle of the point and give Niculescu some more shots in the middle of the court from the drive. She puts so much pressure on her from that side.
Speaking of pressure, that's what just made Macy miss that volley.
Yes, for sure.
Again, another great point.
Advantage, Elliott.
Just Burus and Elliott staying so organized with their targets, the early calls, their balance hitting their shots, and as a result, they're hitting their targets spot on. Really good stuff. Great return from Enica. She just really got into that one.
Burus has been hovering in that corner every time she goes to that side. It's right in that corner.
Burus, Elliott, they lead
Big
the
game
third
there.
set, 3-2.
Huge.
Down.
Absolutely. Little word from our sponsor. Train in real game scenarios with Serve and Volley, the world's first responsive play drill. Volley's new AI-powered feature tracks your position, the ball, and returns your serve for targeted practice. Try it today on the Volley app. So we've got quite a match here, Anthony. This is so fun. This is exactly what I was, hoping for and kind of expecting. Just four incredibly talented players out here battling it out. That was a huge hold.
Especially being up 2-love in the set, and then Macy Elliott and then Burus are not going to give away anything for free. So I feel like Roxy Enica is not able to get enough. She's not looking or getting enough good looks in that backhand side, and you can see it in Niculescu's body language and eyes. She's looking for some drive. She wants to take over this match, and she can better do that, hitting more shots from that ad court. We'll see if they're making any other adjustments. It's time for an adjustment for sure. After being up 2-love, and now you're down love 3, and now you're down 3-2.
I couldn't agree with you more, though. I always say you just don't know how a team's going to react until you give them something different to look at. And when you switch sides at the backcourt, the net team has to totally recalibrate their targets and where they're placing the ball.
Exactly. And even if you just get 1 or 2 moments of hesitation, where am I going with this again? Am I going here? Am I going there? It can work out.
A rare roller miss by Niculescu. But again, if we want to look at where she was, she had 1 foot beyond the service line. Which we know she can make that. Just saying that for the average player like me.
All.
Enica was one of the first women players I can remember that was bringing the underhand serve. And I remember the first time playing being like, wait, what is this? What's going on here? Wow. Great rundown by Burus.
Well, I think, I know she spent time with Juan Araya, and their style of play is very similar. She's got the roller, she's got the cutters, she's got the slice overheads, and the top spin underhand serve.
Burus did a fantastic job defending over there. Those were awesome overheads by
15,
Niculescu and Enica, and she just like dug in and relentlessly kept lobbing those balls back.
15,
and looking for the right moment to strike.
And Burus played really the kind of like quintessential platform tennis point. Great lobs, great digs, and then the short overhead and the controlled drive right down the line.
15-40.
Mm-hmm.
30-40.
Missed returns.
Deuce.
I mean, we mentioned this earlier, how that underhand serve can be just seem way easier than it actually is. She's got a lot of spin on it. She's placing it well. Enica's got that down, and it can be tough to make that adjustment. I mean, listen to the early calls, the clear calls. Yeah, Enica and Niculescu were very organized.
Kind of mesmerized by this point. They all sense the importance of this point. Deuce, 3-2.
Wow.
Got it. By Niculescu.
Just such good team movement, just covering for each other. Phenomenal point.
Great point. And the best of the match.
Advantage Burus.
And that's part of just being such a great partner, is just knowing when you get a sense your partner is like in trouble, out of position, you're just there thinking, how can I help? Where do I need to be to balance the court and support my partner? And we saw that a number of times in that point. From both teams, actually.
Yes. Just gonna say, Roxy Enica has to fight herself this point to try not to do too much. And
Game Burus Elliott. They lead the third set 4-2.
All right.
okay. Yep, must win. Must win
Must
game
win.
for sure. Must win game for Enica and Niculescu. They need to get some momentum back after 4 games in a row.
I mean, Anthony, you mentioned playing within yourself. This is where Niculescu and Enica just have to dial that in to the 10th degree here. That's a great get and
Amazing
great shot. I love the words of encouragement in the middle of the point to the partner. You got it, you got it.
Now on the back line, get to the net.
That's a I love that Elliott stayed up and re-engaged. She started backing
15,
up, read
love.
the play, and then just came forward on that. Really great anticipation. Solid point by all 4 players. The silence is deafening, Anthony, by the crowd right now.
Well, and now by me as well. I'm really
I know.
watching these points like super closely. It's going to be Hooplings first, and I don't think Macy, Elliott, and Burus are going to blink.
Love.
I mean, Enica, here's the thing. When somebody's getting pick and stick, she's playing great. She's navigating a lot of
Dirty
balls
love.
every single point. But when you're getting pick and stick, you know, the ball's going to end on your paddle if you're missing it. You know what I mean?
Exactly right.
40
So
love.
she can walk away perhaps from a point saying, you know, getting upset, but she's playing really well. She's getting that one more ball over. When you think you might have an opportunity to strikes, it just be a little more patient, waiting for that
Game,
balance
Burus,
shot.
Elliott. They lead the third set 5-2.
All right, Anthony, if you are Enica Niculescu, what are you thinking right now? What do you think would be a
New ball,
good
ladies, if you
mindset to
want.
have?
Well, what do we see happening? And you just touched on it. Enica she's seeing a lot of balls. She's now starting to feel like she needs to do more when she really needs to do less. And I don't think she's going to be able to snap out of that from that side of the court. I would absolutely 100%, if we get the chance. I know Enica and Niculescu are serving this one, but Niculescu needs to take control of the remainder of this match from the backcourt. She needs to do that from the backhand side, give Roxy a break, move her over, and see if that's going to change things. I wish they would have done it 2 or 3 games ago. I don't think they're going to do it, but this is kind of where Enica gets into. She's so talented. So take this all with in relative terms because she's so talented. But this is where she starts to do too much, and her talent actually is a little bit of a detriment because she's got so many weapons that she starts trying to use too much instead of going the opposite way. And there we see it again. She's hitting it overhead a little
Love,
bit.
15.
She's just thinking too much.
Yeah, she's thinking too much, mainly because Elliott and Burus have done such a great job finding the rhythm and figuring out these overheads. So again, it's that pressure to feel like you have to hit a bigger, better ball. And I would say if the response is a lob,
30.
that's a great overhead. You don't need to do anything more. They're on defense. Just keep hitting that ball or mixing up the pace, mixing up the targets, but not trying to do too much with it. So I totally agree with everything you're saying.
And yeah, we can't understate how much Elliott and Burus are controlling this. They're forcing the situation onto the other side. They're not making mistakes. They're taking all the right shots. They're driving when they need to drive. They're lobbing very strategically, and we kind of expected that. And of course, the commentators curse as soon as I say Burus misses a drive, but they haven't missed a drive in 4 games. Well, a couple of return of serves, but during the point, they're playing very, very, very consistently.
30 all.
Couple freebies there.
Yeah.
That's what you have to be careful about this time in a match.
a smart choice by Macy Elliott to lob that ball after 2 missed returns. You just get yourself into the point. You have no problem being in the point. Why miss a return of serve? I would always tell my partner that you should never miss 2 return of serves in a row.
40,
You're allowed to miss 1, you don't miss 2. So whatever that means to you, that means dialing back the pace or putting in a lob. Don't give your opposing team 2 points worth of momentum.
Wow. Phenomenal digs by Elliott. Again, these are the type of shots that can make them want to hit too big of an overhead because she's doing such a great job navigating these really great overheads from Enica.
That's a fantastic game from Love 30.
Wow.
Game, Enica,
4 points in a row. They always kind of say that 5-2 is a dangerous score. It seems
Burus
like
Elliott lead the third set, 5 games to 3.
you're better off than you are sometimes, and here we are at 3-5. 5 serving 3.
I like that they took a little moment there to touch base, chat.
Macy Elliott and Burus are very, very well known for, everyone makes mistakes, everyone goes through a bad game. They are very quick to recover, very quick to, straighten the ship and not go down in that direction. It can easily go south when you have a game like that, and, to be up and then lose it, sometimes you start thinking too much, but they're very good at recovering quickly.
Goldfish mentality, Anthony.
Absolutely. Very, very, very short memory here.
Interesting that they're giving Niculescu more looks over there.
Love 15.
I would not do that.
I would not do that either. That's kind of to my point that if she were in the backhand side,
Yeah.
it would be harder to avoid her and give her some more looks. But it was a great first point. Great drive down the line from Enica. Enica's job on these overheads is to not overhit the ball. And there it was. She overhit that ball. She's giving too many opportunities.
15 all.
And on the flip side, again, Elliott and Burus, what should be going through their mind is, how'd we get here? Let's do more of it. Not to change it up and all of a sudden start going to the deuce side. That's just a great get by Burus. Great overhead by Enica.
15-30.
Again, I like that they're taking this moment. This is a big game here. It's either a match or if 5-4, which is going to be giving Niculescu and Enica a lot of momentum.
Great serve.
That's an awesome serve.
30
It's the
all.
first time she's gone truly up the tee, made Enica take 2 steps, a little bit out of her comfort zone.
Okay, I like this. I like this look. After having to track down Niculescu's return the last 2, Burus staying back, super smart adjustment. To your point, Anthony, there's that overhead.
40-30.
Not necessary. All right, match point. Burus and Elliott.
Great match.
Game, set,
Great to see
match,
Enica
Burus, Elliott.
and Niculescu back together for this.
Yes.
It was a great start for them. I think they need to see some more swings. They haven't played together a lot. Work out a few kinks. Hopefully
They're
they can make
playing
it
all
back
around.
for the Nationals and get out a fantastic match.
That was just
Any
a-
parting thoughts on that, Denise? I think we kind of got the gist of what was going on there, and I think at the end there, Enica and Niculescu overplayed just a little bit, and of course Burus and Elliott, they just locked it down and played very, very steady.
Absolutely. I mean, it was just a fantastic display of athleticism and talent on all four players. It was really, really a joy to watch, and I'm excited to see where Niculescu and Enica, how they dial in their game and continue to play more tournaments. And it's classic Elliott and Burus just coming
Classic.
back, figuring it out, and they dial it in, and bam, before you know it, you know, it's match against you. So.
For sure. That's why it's their third tournament tour victory. Well, they've won 3 in the tour so far, and they're going to go for their 4th. It's right at the 1:30 hour now. Please stay with us for our next match, which will be the men's semifinals. Hopefully kicking off very soon here at 1:30. And right now in that semifinals for the men, we have Nunez and Powers versus Lalich and Ostojic, and Protsenko and West, and Pardo de Andrade and Salazar. So stay with us. Thank you, Denise,
Thank
for
you,
joining me
Anthony.
today. And
A pleasure.
we will catch up with you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.